What is up, everybody? This is Trenton with SoutheastPitReport.com. We are here today with Alex and Atreyu. So, introduce yourself and what you do in the band for those who may not exactly know who you guys are or anything.
My name is Alex. I sing for a band from Orange County, California called Atreyu.
Okay, awesome. So, before we get into the whole music stuff and your like, I guess, reemergence, what on earth have you guys been up to the past, I don't know how many years it's been since you guys have been on break and everything like that. But I'm sure people are wondering what in the world you guys have been doing and all that good stuff.
We've been real busy doing a lot of things. My wife and I had a kid. He's 15 months old.
Oh, congratulations.
I am getting into tattooing. I've been doing tattoos and selling paintings and doing stuff like that for a little bit now with my buddy from Bleeding Through called I Am More.
Okay.
I've been hustling. I've been out there getting it done. Brandon, we've all been doing some other stuff too. Brandon from Atreyu, for instance, has a band called Hell or High Water that he sings for and is a front man for. So we've definitely been staying busy, but Atreyu has always been on our back of our minds.
All right. So, just a little side thing here, a little, I guess, shameless promotion. What do you, like, where can fans, if they're interested in your tattooing and all that good stuff, where can they find your paintings and all that?
I have a lot of my stuff on Instagram, so if you just follow at Alex Varkatzas on Instagram, you'll see a bunch of my art up there.
Okay.
And I work in, in Southern California at a shop called Renaissance Tattoo. Basically you just either DM me on Facebook or on Instagram or shoot me an email. My email's on Instagram if you want a tattoo or a painting, and then if I come through town, we can do it, or if people come through town here, we can do it, or whatever. Okay,
awesome. So you guys have been, like I said, you guys have kind of just like reemerged and stuff with this new album called Long Live and everything. So like, what went into this? Like, what made you guys kind of get back together? Because it seems like this year for some reason it's been like the reuniting of all these bands that have been gone for a couple of years, like Breaking Benjamin and Under Oath announced recently they're doing the reunion and stuff. So. What happened with Atreyu to make you guys decide that, hey, let's make another record and everything?
I feel like we stopped at a higher point in our career where we were just like, not a higher point to these other bands, but just for us, like, things were going pretty well, but the spark inside of us had kind of waned. Mm-hmm. So we needed the time away from it to kind of rewrite again, but it slowly started in the back of, I think, of each of our heads, we should figure something out. Maybe do some 10-year anniversary songs. Then went from there to playing more shows. Then went from there to making full-length records. So,
talking about the record now, like as I mentioned earlier, it's called Long Live. So, I guess what's this record's comparisons to you guys are back, you guys aren't done. So like Long Live Atreyu kind of thing, or is there a different meaning behind it? Like, what do these songs mean? These are like this is the first album you guys have released in such a long time. So, I guess what was the content behind all of this?
I think the subject matter for each of the songs definitely ranges. So in that aspect, people just have to check it out when the record comes out. But as far as Long Live, the title track, and that kind of feel for the record, it's just about, the title track is about passion and commitment. In our case, to each other and to music, but really just passion and commitment to anything that you hold true, Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of holds in a way to a lot of the record if I had to pick a central theme, but other than that, there's no real central theme.
Okay. Well, like a lot of people, we did get like a little, I guess, advanced copy and stuff to listen to before the interview and stuff, and so I just want to go ahead and touch on two songs that personally stood out to me as my favorites. They're actually back-to-back. It is Track 4, Cut Off the Head, and Track 5, A Bitter Broken Memory. So can you elaborate on those two tracks and what those two tracks are about specifically?
Cut Off the Head, to me, is just about people who take power from other people, like bullies or rapists, that emotional kind of theft of making someone feel worthless or small. I was bullied as a kid. And it goes on a lot now. It's worse now, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of sensationalized how I think about, rapists or child molesters or shit like that, people who take from people like that, how I think they should be fucking killed.
Okay.
Maybe not bullies, little kid bullies that need to get killed.
Yeah.
A knuckle sandwich for lunch. That'd be fun.
Okay. What about the other one, A Bitter Broken Memory? What can you tell us about that one?
A Bitter Broken Memory is cool because it's one of the few songs, like, for most of our process, I do the lyrics for most everything, with a few small tweaks here and there. And on that song, Brandon, our drummer, had the lyrics and the chorus really already planned out when we started to work on it. So for him, you know, it's hard for me to say what it's about. But for me, it's just kind of like, how can I put it? It's about seeing, like, this negative and this hurt in somebody and feeling like fucking lost, you know, like you have no way to do anything about it. And that kind of pain. Okay.
Now, is this record, I couldn't get this information beforehand, but is this record being self-released, or is this... Okay, a question about that. With a name, you know, like, a lot of group listening to your music and stuff, so with, like, the name recognition, what made you guys go with a label versus, like, Subway?
You know, it's really hard to get the word out to people. Like, we wouldn't be doing this interview probably. I don't know how to set up interviews for bands, or get bands in magazines, or get CDs in stores. And we kind of realized that because at first we had thought about putting the record out on our own and making a record on our own, but our strengths lie in making music, and other people's strengths lie in making albums. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of like, you know, back when you guys were, you know, mainly active versus now, you know, a lot of about the market has changed in regards to CDs and streaming and all that kind of stuff. A lot of stuff's digital now. So would you say, I guess now from what you can see, that a record getting hundreds and thousands of streams on something like Spotify versus, you know, 80,000 sold in the first week, which one would you see as a bigger success? And do you think, like, streaming versus hard copies is going to be the way to measure the success of a record in the future?
You know, I have no idea. I don't know anything about streaming. I don't have Spotify.
Okay.
I live in the dark ages, but I would much rather take 80,000 sold in your first week in the current state of how things are for a band like us to do 80,000 our first week. But we're not even going to come fucking close to that. So, you know what I mean? I would definitely take that over 100,000 streams. Because also, to me, that's a commitment. That means more. I would rather take, you know, 40,000, 30,000, 20,000 actual CD buys than people who just listen to it and don't pay for it. Like, they don't. I feel like that maybe they don't really care.
Yeah.
Like most people have $10. Like, if you really care and support a band, just fucking pay $10, or we can't make music. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty fucking simple equation. We're not like Metallica. Like, I'm not driving around in Porsches. Like, buy the record, man.
Yeah, about the whole the price of a CD and stuff. I heard a Matt Carter from Memory kind of like break it down one day about something he said about a CD and how much goes to the band. What he was saying is, like, a CD that's $10, $9 of that goes to the label and $1 goes to the band. So let's say you guys, you know.
Let me add to that. $1 goes to the band after you pay back the record label what you owe them, $1 at a time. So every record sold of those first records, does that make sense? Your dollar share, you don't get. Your dollar share goes back to paying your debt to the label, like what they gave you to record, what they spent on advertising, your signing bonus. So then once you pay that back, $1 at a time, not that at full profit on the record, because they still get their profit no matter what.
Yeah.
Once you pay that back, then you get your dollar on the record.
Okay, I get it now. Yeah, what I was going to say is that, you know, I was thinking, I had it backwards. I was thinking that 10 each time a record sold was paying that back, and the $1 went to you guys. So thanks for clearing that up.
The 10 that comes out, like, it's more like this, like a company, a big store, a record store. I don't want to say Best Buy, but let's say something like that.
Okay.
Like, buys a bunch of CDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's say they pay like $6 for them wholesale or whatever they pay before their markup. The record label takes their $5 and then our $1. They take it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get the $5. That's just their profit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Woo-woo. And then that $1, yeah, pays back, man. It's rough. So theoretically, if they take you 1 million CDs sold to actually see money.
You guys have this new record coming out. Any touring?
We put a pop. Then we're playing Riot Fest in Chicago this weekend. When the record comes out, we start on October 1st a East Coast tour with Woven War, Beartooth, and Unearth.
Okay.
Then in November we play a show in, I think, Orlando with Rise Above and Killswitch Engage at like a tattoo festival.
Mm-hmm.
Then in December, we play Knotfest in Mexico with Slipknot.
Oh, wow.
And then in the rest of December, we do a West Coast, Midwest tour.
Okay.
Fucking big band that's going to be fucking rad.
All right, so who would be, I guess, if you could pick any bands, I guess, to tour with, what would be like your dream package? Whether you guys headline it or you guys or a supporting band, like what would be your, I guess the dream tour that you would love to go on?
Fuck, man. You know, it changes all the time, but it would be something like Rancid, Madball, Atreyu, Slipknot, Killswitch Engage, and maybe AFI or something random like that.
Okay. That could be Knotfest this year, you never know.
Hey, man, if we get lucky.
So I got a couple like fun ones right here before we wrap it up and everything. So one thing we always ask bands is what is, I guess, an awkward, unique, or memorable thing that you've ever had to autograph or anything like that?
You know, put me on the spot there. There's been a lot of weird stuff. We've signed some fake limbs and stuff like that, which is cool. You know what I mean? That's probably some of the more unique things we've signed as fake appendages.
Okay. And one more here. You know, Taylor Swift's popular now, and you know how she is. She writes songs about everybody she meets. If you could hang out with Taylor Swift or just kick it with her, and she ended up writing a song about you, what would it be called, and what would it be about?
I'm probably the worst fucking dude she's ever met. She doesn't understand a person like.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd get along with Taylor Swift.
Okay. All right. Well, is there anything else you want to promote or anything, or say to the fans or anything like that before we wrap it up?
Hey, well, we thank anybody and everybody who supported our band throughout our career. We're grateful to be doing what we do, and come check us out live, man. We're on fire lately. Yeah,
real quick though, like, what is it? I guess must be a surreal experience, but like, what is it like to have like so many people supporting you guys after all these years and all that?
Oh man, it's such a good feeling. Like, we're very grateful of the position that we're in. Like I said, some people only get to do this once a lifetime, and I feel like we're getting to do it like twice in a lifetime. So it's a really good feeling. Okay.
And do you see like an end sight for your band, or is you going to keep doing this as long as you can this go around?
I think as long as we're in a happy, good place and we're stoked on what's going on, we're going to keep doing it. If this record comes out and we do a bunch of touring and we're over it, then we'll never do it again, or we won't for a long time again.
Okay.
For now, this is what we're going to do, and we just take it where it takes us. So, when Atreyu comes to town, come see us. We'll make it memorable, and you never know.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for talking with us today, Alex.
Hey, man, I really appreciate it. You have a good one.